That particular picture, I love that landscape of absolute nothingness, but my determination holding up that teddy bear going, damn it, I will survive. And,
Off of
and
this teddy bear.
yeah, I'm coming. I
Okay.
will be here. You're not gonna, even if there's no audience whatsoever
Where's the picture taken?
on St. Simon's Island.
Where's that?
It's off the coast of Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering where that was.
Yeah.
wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's yeah.
It's really
I don't
pretty.
No, I've made a policy of not bad mouthing anybody or anything. So let's just say I wasn't happy there.
Oh, fair enough. I apologize.
No apology needed.
So you've got patterns in your book.
Yes, I do. I've
Which
got
ones particularly?
I've got four. I've got the original teddy bear, and then I have the bunny, the tiger, and then the teddy bear that's been dressed up with a mock sweater and a hat and a scarf. And that's just because throughout that whole 4 years, I was looking for other ways to branch out, and I could find that my one simple pattern could be modified in just different ways to make different animals.
Oh, like you have a little menagerie.
Yeah, like
Oh, okay.
my little
Your
menagerie.
little menagerie.
Yeah, I'd love to still do an elephant and the mouse. And I think there was another one. Oh, the lion. The lion's great, but the lion doesn't require a whole
You
lot.
could do a hedgehog.
Yeah,
Although the mane would the it sounds like it might take a while because you said the mane for the lion
yeah,
took forever.
that would take a little while.
Yeah. Yeah. What happened? How did that come? Because it reminds me of some sort of British English thing where they make humor in the title.
You mean like the Madman Knitting or the whatever, whatever?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, in the first book had dual stories going on. It was Madman Knitting or The Waiter and the Fly, and it was about my time as a learning how to knit and how that had become an escapism as many people use drugs or alcohol
Right.
versus a parallel storyline about me working in this restaurant in Savannah called the Firefly as a server.
Gotcha.
So the two kind of work together, and now this new version is Madman Knitting or Slip Slip Knit, and it's again two parallel stories. It's still the idea of me learning my craft and honing my craft and trying to figure more out about it, while also at the same time the parallel storyline is my life at that time from homeless to where we are today, where at least I have a place to live.
Sure.
So, and that was why Slip Slip Knit makes so much sense because it's a knitting term, SSK, where you do certain things on the needle. But the name alone of Slip Slip Knit, I couldn't resist because that has been my life through that whole time. Is I slip,
Is the
I
actual
slip,
knitting you were
but I
doing.
knit.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the
So
book.
would you call this book is there a happy ending? Is it
What?
a tragedy?
Is it a tragedy?
Yeah,
No.
the culmination of it. Do you
No.
believe-
No, no, I think it is a great tale of personal redemption, where or survival. That you can see a very good example of a man who used his own two hands. And the methods that he used to actually feed himself and get out of that situation. It required an awful lot of assistance from the world, but in a way that was very compassionate. It wasn't, oh, that poor guy, let's just help him out. No, they really valued the work that I was doing. They valued the blogs that I was writing, and they valued the teddy bears that I was
you were
knitting.
perpetuating a skill that's really kind of like maybe dying out as far as most cultures.
Yeah,
concerned.
that's true. There has been a resurgence lately in knitting, thanks to really important websites like Ravelry and Craftsy especially, where they can teach you online in classes how to do it. But generally speaking, it is a dying art. But you do find that in a sour economy, people do a lot more do-it-yourself kind of stuff.
Yes, I'll agree with that.
So they
I'll agree with that.
they learn craftsmanship so that they can make their own things rather than like the first thing I wanted to knit was a sweater that I found at J. Crew that was $300 that I could not afford, but I was damned and determined to have that sweater, so that was the first thing I made.
Once you learn how to make this.
Hell
sweater.
yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. So I had asked you if it was something you had self-taught because I didn't know if it was something that like your family had grown up doing.
No.
Or,
My grandmother did, and I have her crochet hooks.
Mm-hmm.
The sad thing is that she liked metal needles, and I can't stand them. I'm a bamboo guy.
It's just the feel.
I
Is
hate,
it- is
yeah,
it-
I
is
hate
it-
the clicking and clacking.
Oh, okay.
I hate it.
You
And
don't get that.
and the fibers seem to slide on the needles when they're metal a lot more than I want them to. If they're bamboo and they're natural fibers, they really hold each other very well.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Got you. A little more support in them.
Yeah.
Now, the when you're knitting, the materials that you get sometimes, where do you get those from?
My yarn?
Yes.
Lion Brand has been very good about sending me great skeins of yarn over the last couple of years. And then I have other individual, independent yarn makers who hand dye their stuff and hand spin it and send me their stuff. And then I actually have other people who are like, I've got too much yarn
Mm-hmm.
and I'd like to get rid of it.
So you've really had a lot of support from the whole community.
Oh yeah, the knitting community is the first and foremost place where I found my soul. That was those were the people that said, he's one of us. We need to make sure that he doesn't go through the cracks. And that's what happens with really good communities like that.
Mm-hmm.
That you never, if one of you falls, you all eventually fall. So but also in reverse, if you rise one of us up, we all get risen up. Everybody will know about our craft,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone will want to purchase our stuff, and everyone will want to participate. You know?
Okay, now let's get back to the book real quick. And I was
Yes,
just
'cause
wondering
that's
what
important.
That's
So I wanted to put into a time capsule from beginning to end this whole process to make it historic in a way. It, maybe not for the rest of the world, but for my own sake. This is going to be a chapter in my life placed in a book that I can always look at and see my own redemption if ever I have a problem with wanting to face horrors in the future.
Well, it's truly the story of a man who brought himself from nothing, was living in
Yeah.
the woods in a trailer and had nothing, to now he's in his own home.
Well,
And he
I,
does.
I rented a little 10 by 20 apartment. I would call that my own home.
But I find that to be a success story for,
Yes.
for the most part, where you literally had nothing and now you have a place that you can call your own.
Yeah.
You know, and you've lost it. That's something you could give to other people that haven't had that idea, to be self-sufficient in their own right.
Yes, and I think that's one of the values that that you can read in that book is, I said it before, if no one will employ you, learn how to employ yourself.
Mhm.
And I don't give you like the usual technical ideas, but I give you the spirit behind it, the inspiration that I found that I needed to do that, the ambition that I needed to feed myself. You can't find in a book on how to knit for a living. That's a different world. That's a technical version. That's a how-to on how to get your stuff in craft fairs and all that stuff.
Right.
Mine was more my book is more a question of, how do you find that inspiration? How does that feed you to do what it is, whatever it is that you do, if you need to employ yourself? And it always goes back to hope. You have to have hope.
It's about knitting, or is it about being homeless, or is it a combination of both?
Okay, so the book starts off with my very first blog post when I was homeless, and basically I had started it because I needed, I needed companionship. I needed to talk to somebody. I was lonely, very lonely out there in the woods, and I had actually lived out there for probably 3 months, and my only form of communication was stamps and letters. And so after 3 months, there was enough money gathered to get me internet access. And the minute I did, I was reaching out to the world for companionship. And it was eventually that I knitted the teddy bear and sold it, and then realized that this could possibly be my way out of homelessness. And so for the next 4 years, you find me blogging day in and day out about the trials and tribulations of just trying to go from feeding myself, so going from just surviving to trying to thrive, to trying to make it some better example of who I could be, rather than
So
just...
this is like a daily journal of your life.
Yeah.
For that time period.
Yeah, it is. It is a journal. It's a journal I shared with the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good way to put it. Okay, so, all right.
All right. Are we ready?
We're ready.
Okay.